Now this part of the lab will go ahead and configure different types of packages, and we will explore how we can use these packages on a day-to-day basis. Let us first start to try to install some packages such as the package for, say for example, NTP. For this, we are going to use our Ubuntu 14 machine. On the Ubuntu 14 machine, we are going to log in as the root. And then once we have logged in as the root, we can install different types of packages. For example, we are going to install the package called NTPD, which is the Network Time Protocol daemon. Very strange. Okay, didn't get installed actually. Let me check if it is there. And looks like, yes, the NTP daemon is running. Let me go into the NTP configuration. And I do not see anything here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Service NTP status. Service status NTP. Okay, let me do ping. Okay, so looks like for some reason our internet connection is okay. Internet is working, so that is fine. Then Control C. This. Let me actually try another. Let me do apt get install NTP. Okay, and now this is working. Let us just wait. All right, so looks like it is installed now. Let me go into the etc ntp.conf file, and there I can see the details of the NTP server and the details of where all the NTP servers are added. And from there, I can go ahead and I can identify which are the NTP servers. In fact, I can do NTPQ-P, and I can see from where all the details of the present network time synchronization is taking place. Right? In fact, I can go ahead and I can actually utilize other types of functionality here. For example, I can do service NTP stop, which will stop the NTP server. I can do NTP update. My God. NTP update. NTP date. My bad. NTP date. Okay. Oh my God. Control C. NTP All right, date. This is to synchronize the clock with the first ever server listed in the etc ntp.conf file. And you can see that the offset, can you see there is an offset, which is the difference in the time? That becomes a little, every time I go ahead and synchronize it, can you see the offset is reducing? All right, so you can see that every time I synchronize, the offset further reduces. Okay, in fact, I'm now going to do service NTP start to start the NTP daemon. And this is the, once again, the details of the peers with whom I'm synchronizing. Let me now go into the Fedora machine and then observe the NTP daemon again. For this, I'm going to log in back. This is my GUI interface. Let's just wait for it to populate. All right, this looks nice. From here, let us go to the activities within this. Oh my God, okay. I will go to the settings within this. From the settings, okay. Let me go to the details, and here in the date and time, you can see the date and time details which are available over here. In fact, I can actually go ahead and I can view the details also from the terminal. And here from the terminal, let me first I need to first, okay, so first let us switch to the root so that we can, in fact, hold on, let us switch to the root first. All right, now as a part of the root, now let us go into the chrony file, all right, to observe whether the system is configured as an NTP client or a server. And for that, we can view the chrony con, and here we can see that, in fact, you can see this is an NTP client, okay, where the kernel synchronization of real-time clock is allowed. Okay, I'm going to also go ahead and show you the sources of the different clocks. So the information of the time servers that the computer is synchronizing with is visible using the chrony YC sources -b. Right, so we can go ahead and we can observe these different types of sources and then observe more details about it. Now, let us go back into our Fedora machine, and there we are going to install more packages. For example, we are going to install an Apache web server. Once we have installed it, we are first going into the details of the folder where we can make changes. So I am going to do Apache CTL config test. And it looks like that the server, there are some errors they could not reliably domain, but the syntax is okay. Let us go into cd var, and here presently there are no files. I am going to go ahead and create a new file called index.html. In the index.html, I will create a test page for my website. Now I will restart the HTTPD service and try to see if I can grab my page, and it looks like I can grab my page. In fact, I can actually push, say for example, 100 or maybe 1,000 page requests to my page here and see. In fact, let me go and observe the details of these in the access logs to observe. Now let us try to publish this website. To do that, we will use the add service option in our firewall and add the HTTP service. And I'm going to look at the IP address. And type it on a browser. And here you can see that my IP address is now, my website is now visible over here. And in this website, I can go ahead and I can view the details of the web page. In fact, I can go back and I can make other changes and then view the details over here. So, and in fact, I can also go ahead and make some changes. So for example, I'm going to go back to this machine. The index.html is here. And after that, although if I refresh it, can you see that my content is also, my new content that has been added on the website is also visible over here. Now, if we notice back into our machine, presently, This file is presently owned by the root, which is not a very good thing. Let us change the permissions first. In the web, now if you notice, others no longer have the permission to see this file. Since others no longer have the permission, if I refresh this, can you see it is showing me forbidden? All right, it is showing me forbidden. Because others want to access this, I will have to at least give the others read permission, which is what I have done now. Once I do that, you can see that the web page begins to work. So just like we have installed the server over here for HTTP, let us go ahead and let us install the Samba server on Ubuntu server 18. But before we do that, let me also go ahead and just give me a minute. Yes, I believe there is one small thing that I wanted to also show you. Yes. So let us go back into Fedora first and let us make those minor changes. Now, how can you go ahead and use and identify the details of the document root? To do that, there is a configuration set of files which is built into the system. I'm going to move out. And here, if you notice, the first few things you need to know is when you make the firewall rule, please make it persistent so that your website is accessible. Okay, firewall rule. Okay, CMD. So add service HTTP and please make it persistent. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is within the etc directory, you need to go into the HTTP daemon, and there you can see there are also other files like HTTP. In fact, there is conf. So let us go to conf. The conf, I'm so sorry, the conf directory contains another file called httpd.conf. Let us view the contents. Now, this is the main Apache HTTP server file and contains the configuration related information, which is required when you are working on Apache servers. In fact, the details of the server root are available. And as you can see, the server root in this particular case is the etc HTTP D directory. All right, so the server root is defined over here. Further, if you notice, the different types of modules as well as the objects as well as the port on which the website will listen to is also configured here. Okay, you can see that there are also users that can be defined. So for example, here, if you want to go ahead and have a separate user, there is a user and a group defined called Apache. All right, so both of these groups are present. In fact, you can see that a new service user is created for the Apache application when we are installing the Apache web server, and that you can retrieve from the etc password file. Similarly, you can use the group file where you can also identify that the etc in the etc group, a new group called Apache has been created for you to work in this. So let's okay. You can also see the details of the access log. So this is from where, if there are any suspicious activities, you can identify the details of the suspicious activities by going ahead and reviewing the etc so the etc logs access logs file. All right, so this is from where you can, in fact, basically this is the etc httpd logs and access log file, which will be able to show what are the different types of hits over here. Okay. All right. Okay. I believe that is it. You can, all right. So the directory permissions are also set over here. What type of access is required to perform, and there are multiple other nodes that you would need to understand and work with during the course of the setup. Okay. Right. So let's do a quick activity now. Again, this time we will do it on the Ubuntu 18 server. And for that, we are going to change the settings of the Ubuntu 18 server. Move it to bridged and allow all. And then gonna start it. We are going to install the NFS on the Ubuntu server 18 machine and access it from the Fedora Linux machine. Let's go ahead and let's do ifconfig just to check what is the IP that we've got. Okay, 49 looks okay. Let us go ahead and let us do apt. In fact, let me shut down the Ubuntu 14 because I think it will slow down my computer. I'm going to shut it down temporarily. Okay, apt install NFS kernel server. Then I will go to nano etc exports, and there I'm going to put the entry that please allow access to etc, please allow read-write access. All right, then I'm going to export fs -a and systemctl restart the NFS kernel server. And now I will move to the Fedora machine, clear it out, be the root. I will install the NF install NFS utils, then mount NFS with the IP address of the Ubuntu machine, which is 192.168.2.49 colon etc mnt. Just to confirm, let's just quickly go back and confirm the IP address. If I forgotten, it is 49. So here you go. Mounting it here, and looks like it's successfully mounted. Let us go to df-ht, and there you can see that yes, it is mounted. Let us look at some of the files over here. Yes, I can see there are lots and lots of files. In fact, I can cat the mnt issue, and there you can see the details of the Ubuntu 18 machine etc folder, which we were talking about. We need to make sure that we also unmount it. So once you have seen, in fact, we can just put them side by side and just observe. So for example, I can put both of them side by side. Just give me a minute. Okay. We'll move into the etc folder. You can see it is ls right now. So it is, let me say, I'm gonna move it out. Okay. And I can check the details of each of at least one file. So I've checked the mnt issue. I think that's more than sufficient. Let us umount the mnt, and that should do it all. All right. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can build our site as well as have export files and folders directly from the system.